Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and in today's episode we've got a look at a very easy tip that allows you to get your dry guitar parts, whether they're close mic'd cabs or DI guitar parts, to get a little space around those. We don't want something really obvious, we want a sense of space, something we can feel more than we can really hear. In some styles you want your guitars washed in reverb, in a lot you don't, but this just gives a little bit of space around it without too much washout from the reverb. So here is a guitar mix with a couple acoustic guitars and some electric guitars through Vox amps with no reverb on at all, just the dry guitar parts. So we get the idea of how that guitar part sounds. So to set this up, what we do is first pick a reverb that is emulating some type of room. I choose Valhalla Room in this case. It's a great reverb plugin. If you haven't used it yet, I highly recommend it. Very affordable, tons of great features and sounds. So what we do to set this up though, of course we want the mix at 100% because I'm putting this on an aux or a bus so that all sends from the guitar tracks are going on it. I'm not placing it on each individual guitar track. I have a pre-delay of 10 milliseconds. The decay time is 0.37 seconds. So you can go down to as little as 0.25 or even a little bit less and still get a good sound. We'll kind of mess with this a bit so you can hear the difference. The reverb mode is bright room here. So you want a room sound with a little bit of top end coming through. I'm not doing anything to mess with over here with the early and late reflections and all that stuff. I'm just adjusting here. High cut at 8K and depth of 50%. So with the reverb engaged, we get this sound. Without again. So I had the reverb up really high just so you could get a sense of what it sounds like. I wouldn't really mix it that high in the mix. So what I'm gonna do now is bring the fader down, get this out of the way, and I'm gonna ride that fader up until I get a nice comfortable level that I can sort of feel and sense, but not really hear overpowering the guitars. Super subtle at that amount, but you can get a feeling for how it kind of widens the guitars a bit and gives a little bit of sense of space around them as if they were recorded with a room mic in a smallish room, maybe an ISO cab or a small room. I'm going to bring up the reverb level a little bit more so you can hear the difference when I start to move around the decay time. I'm going to move it down first to 0.25 quarter second. You can hear the difference now with a slightly shorter decay time. Really short, but still gives a sense of space. Now I'm going to slide this around a bit. The guitar cabs feel a little farther away when you're pushing toward a half second. Now they sound like they're in a really big space. So I kind of like that third of a second reverb time. Enough of a sense of space, but not too overpowering. Now, one of the reasons we're getting a lot of width out of this is one of the tricks you can use in the guitar parts is to pan the reverb to the opposite side of the guitar panning. So for example, this first electric guitar here is panned hard left, and my guitar verb send is panned hard right to the opposite side. It gives a little bit of a sense of space. If I were to pan everything in the center, it would get a little bit different sound. So here it is with all the reverbs panned center. So what I'm going to do next is play it again, but this time I'm going to take the pan, leave it at center at first, but then change the pan to the opposite side. So you can hear the adjustment when I make it to center panning for the reverb sends to opposite side panning for the reverb sends. subtle difference, but you get that little bit of widening going on when you do it that way. You could certainly use whatever reverb you want. Valhalla Room is always $50, I believe. They never have any sales, and it's always a nice, affordable price. So I highly recommend this one, but I'm sure the effect will work just as well with any other reverb you have or the stock reverb that comes with your DAW. So there it is, a really quick, simple, easy tip for getting a little bit of a sense of space around your close mic or DI guitar parts. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next one.